Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of the BFF podcast brought to you by RMK Productions. I am your co-host, Crystal.
And I'm Kyeesha.
And on today's episode, we are going to be talking about self-care.
And we're talking about self-care because we happen to be away on vacation.
Taking care of ourselves.
Taking care of ourselves, taking care of our mental health and our well-being. It was very, very much needed. And so we're going to discuss that a little bit.
So I will start by saying why it was so much needed for me. Because on January 1st, 2021, I woke up to a sore throat, pain in my chest, fever, and I had COVID. And it was during my 10 days off of staycation at home. I wasn't planning to go anywhere. And it just really played with my psyche, especially when I lost my taste and smell, which was like on day 4 of having COVID. People don't really talk about that, or you don't really hear about that, but that really played on me psychologically, especially when it was going into week 6 and 7 and 8, and I still really couldn't tell you what I was chewing, what I was tasting, nothing, what I was smelling. So it just really put things into perspective for me when I got sick. Obviously I'm well, I'm healed. I don't really have any residual effects other than I don't think my taste and smell is 100%. Like I think I'm a good 95, 96% on most days. Food just isn't as savory and as flavorful for me anymore. But I'm so grateful that I didn't have any of the other issues or mortality, obviously. But going away on this vacation, especially with one of my very best friends, was just so important to me because things could have been so much worse.
Yeah. So I had COVID and earlier, just right after her, probably found out 14 days after she found out.
And this was us living 500 miles away.
Yeah, so we didn't get it from each other. But I ended up getting pneumonia with it, okay? And the residual effect of pneumonia, I have my emergency inhaler, and being someplace that is extremely humid and walking has just about kicked my butt, okay? Now, don't get me wrong, your girl is a little fluffy, but
she's a little thick.
I'm a little thick, but normal walking does not bother me. It doesn't bother me. I can, walk fine. But when it's humid like this, oh, honey, I've had my inhaler, and I've noticed even if I do a lot of stair climbing, even back home, normally I may have to use my inhaler. So I still have the effects every once in a while, and that reminds me because prior to me getting sick, I never had a problem. Didn't matter. Humid, no humid, never had a problem. But since I had pneumonia while I was sick, it's never been the same. And they treated me for it, and everything. And, supposedly my lungs are all cleared up, but it's still, it has its residual effect. So this trip was important to me because it's been a good 2+ years since I've really been on vacation. I don't get a chance to go on vacation very often. I might do weekend quick getaways, stay in a hotel overnight just to change the scenery a little bit, but not to really have a good vacation for me to be able to relax. Yeah. So it was very important. And I think where we're at in our business life, it was important for us, as well.
Even though we've both done some work while we've been here, but that's because entrepreneurship doesn't stop just because you are in another country on vacation.
And that's a good point you make, because if you're running a business, your business is always open. Doesn't matter if you are going on vacation, you have to remember that you still have, especially if you're selling products and selling orders, you have to still, your products have to be available.
Yeah.
Your products still have to be available and not on pause. And see, I own a distribution company. Okay. And so part of starting that distribution company is why I was not going on vacation or leaving, because I remember times you were on vacation and she was still getting orders. And I'm like, girl, you on vacation because I'm filling your orders. I'm shipping them out. Okay.
But at the same time, while I was on vacation,
there goes that
that thing back.
Mm-hmm.
While I was on vacation, she's shipping them. I'm still on social media showing up. I'm still talking about it. It's not like I was like, thanks, girl.
And just hanging out. No, you were still working because
Yeah.
you definitely, you know, being the face of your company, that's very important. So now, you know, people are probably asking, well, then who's shipping your orders if you're there? Okay. I have people working. Okay. I got systems in place where I'm able to finally say, okay, I can go on vacation. And if orders come through, whether it be for her or anybody else, they will still get mailed out and shipped.
And for me, because I had a manufacturer issue, you know, today. And so as soon as I got back to the resort and I hopped on Wi-Fi, I was all over it. I was like, okay, this is what the manufacturer is asking for. This is what I need to do. I FaceTime my people back in the States. Hey, can you handle this for me? So it's never really like, oh, we're off.
No.
Yeah.
No. But it's a different kind of working when it's your own. Right?
Yes.
When it's your own, it feels different. And even being able to take care of business for about 10, 15 minutes, you still get to go to the pool and go relax. Okay. And because your team knows that you're on vacation. And I mean, there have been, our team members have been like, I got you. We got it. Just go enjoy, you know, and things like that. But that that can only happen if you've built a good team.
Yeah, a good solid team.
A good solid team that you trust that will get things done. And then there's some things too that can wait until you get back. Maybe some things can wait.
Yeah.
You know, and also doing like brand management for her too. It's good when we're in the same place because there's some things that I go contact the team and then I'll tell her afterwards and be like, well, this just happened. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, we already took care of it. Don't worry about it. So we're always on and off with different things, you know, and making sure things get taken care of.
And I'll tell you what actually works really well for us as far as business partners and, you know, teamwork is that I'm an early riser. So I get up usually before the sun, even back when we're in the States. One, because I have 2 dogs who refuse to let me sleep in. They don't understand what sleeping in is. So they know their routine. They want to get up. They want to start their day, which is fine. So I'm up at anywhere probably between like 4:30, 5 a.m. most days. But I also go to bed early. I'm in bed by like 9, 10 o'clock is pushing it. 10 o'clock, I'm delirious. Whereas, so that's my day of working. Whereas you're usually a night owl.
I'm a night owl.
Yeah.
I'm a night owl. So a lot of times and other people on our team are night owls too. So a lot of times I'm working and I'll send out emails to her and, you know, things that have been taken care of or need to be taken care of. This is what's happening. And then when I go to bed, so then she gets up a few hours later and she starts working.
Yeah.
And by the time I get up,
I done did so much.
She done did all this,
Yeah.
and then our day kind of just goes.
Yeah.
And like, okay, and then we touch bases later on, but we're never really behind because of the way we cycle.
Yeah.
Right. And so being here, even on vacation, because normally if she's on vacation, sometimes that's the only time there can be a lag because of like Wi-Fi availability or, you know, like cell service, time difference. There can be a lag, but it's understandable. And we have people being like, okay, but be on standby, because as soon as she gets it or as soon as they get it, you know, they'll respond back, you know? So you can keep a balance and it still be healthy.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm just grateful for that, because I'll be honest, my best creativity and brainstorming and all that comes first thing in the morning and usually right before I go to bed. So if something comes up for me at 5:30 a.m. and I know she's sleeping, or sometimes you'll still be awake.
Sometimes I'll actually be awake.
Yeah, she's still awake.
And you'll be like, what?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I'll like
I'm just going to sleep.
But I like text it to her because I'm like, I just did this amazing meditation, and then I thought of this. But I know she'll get it. If she is asleep, she'll get it when she wakes up. Or if it's right before I go to bed, I know for a fact she's awake, you know, at 9:30. So I'll text it to her. And then when I wake up the next day, I'm like, you know, so much has been done, or, you know, it just kind of flows so much better.
Yes. And that is the benefit of finding balance and, you know, also working with people that you have good energy and good vibes with.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this to everybody, no matter what business you're in, but particularly if you are working with people, okay? You don't have to take everybody's money. All right?
You don't want to take everybody's
You don't
money.
want to take everybody's money. Not all money is good money. All right? And if you are providing services for someone, then you also want to be able to understand them and they understand you and develop a relationship with them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't have to be close. They don't have to be over your house for dinner all the time, but you want to have good vibes and everybody's understanding where, you know, you're trying to go with your business and what your goals are, and that you guys jive. You know, you really have to jive. And that's why it takes a while to put a good team together, because, you know, people can have talents that you are in need of for your, to build your team, but it doesn't mean you guys jive all the time, you know, and the energy has to be good and everyone has to be cheering each other on and not secretly trying to pull them down.
Or trying to be the leader. I think we spoke about that even with the dating episode when we spoke about leading, and sometimes leading doesn't always mean being in front. So yeah, that's very important. And I think that's where we're totally going off subject, but I'll just say this. I think that's where a lot of these corporations get it wrong when it comes to their employees and their business models, but that's a whole nother episode.
But I think part of what people have also learned, and hopefully businesses have, you know, corporate businesses have learned during this time of the pandemic and things like that, people are learning their worth a lot more, okay? And first of all, you know, you're never going to get paid for what you're worth, right? But that doesn't mean you have to take their BS either. Okay, that doesn't mean you have to take anything that's dished to you. And use your vacation time. Okay, that's another thing about me. Normally in my corporate kind of job, I don't use my vacation days. I don't use my vacation days. I work, and I'm a workaholic. what if I finally said, but why can't I be a workaholic for myself? Why am I making other people all this money and taking away from my family time and my mental health and my own time? Why am I doing that? And making the shift to work for myself has definitely had its benefits, for sure. For sure. And being able to enjoy my friend and, you know, a good drink here and there. Alejandro. Girl, I'm debating between Alejandro and Pedro.
I say Alejandro.
I say Pedro.
Okay. Well, so let's talk about self-care. Speaking of
Alejandro. They could give me some self-care. Anyway, so yes, vacationing.
Yeah.
You can vacation. When you vacation, you don't have to do anything. Just being part of the area or space that you're in can be relaxing.
Be present.
Be present. You know, especially if you go somewhere on a beach, just enjoy that. Be part of that. You don't have to go on vacation and then do like a million things to relax. Just relax. Literally, just relax. You know, sleep in if you want to. Doesn't matter. What are some other things you do for self-care?
Oh, girl. I love a weekly massage. I have been getting weekly massages since I was probably 18 or 19. But I have a wonderful massage therapist where I live now. I see him once a week. I work out. I try to get a workout in at least 5 days a week. Drink lots and lots of water. I try to drink my body weight in kilograms and ounces of water. So I really try to push water. And when I'm in a country like this that's so hot and humid and the sun is like beating down on you, you have to drink even more water because you are sweating in places that
You shouldn't sweat in.
that you normally don't sweat in.
That you normally That's very true.
So it's very important to rehydrate. Sunscreen. I use Black Girl sunscreen, which I really like that product.
Yeah.
I will partake in, I like food over alcohol. I would rather eat my calories any day. So for me, like indulging in a little sweetness is still self-care, if you ask me.
It is. We've seen your gelatos on Insta. You do like your.
I do. I love my sweet. She does not have a sweet tooth.
I don't.
Give me something sweet any day.
Yeah.
To eat, not to drink.
Mm-hmm. So my self-care, I have gotten better at. I wouldn't do it a lot. Like I said, I was a workaholic and I really didn't do a lot of things to take care of myself. It took me getting sick a couple times to actually, I would literally work until my body said no more, and I'd be sick for like a week. Okay. So I finally learned I needed to get some balance. I needed to take some days, needed to take a mental health every once in a while. So I don't vacation as much as I'd like to, but I will go away for like a weekend or an overnight to a hotel in like another city, do some room service, lay around in the room in that big fluffy bed. And my choice of hotels is Embassy Suites by far. You get the breakfast, they have the best beds in my opinion, best service and clean hotels. So I will go get a hotel somewhere. I get massages every once in a while. I have after effects of massages that sometimes just don't agree with me.
Do you think that's because you don't get enough massages?
Probably.
And drink enough water after?
Yeah, definitely. I get very emotional after a massage, and anybody who knows me, I don't do emotions very well. So like, I'm like, why am I crying? Why do I want to cry? I don't know.
Because the massage got it all.
It brings some stuff up and I'm like, no. So I don't get them as much as I probably should. But send me to a chiropractor and crack my bones, I'll be back. I binge watch Netflix, which I need to pull away from, because if I'm binge watching Netflix, that's taking me away from some other things, and it's way too much time. Because you know, you can do like 4 seasons in like
I know. I watch
a day.
I watch
okay.
clickbait.
I'm currently watching that. Don't tell me what happens. I'm currently watching that.
Maybe a day
I have
and a
like
half.
2 or 3 episodes left. So that's my thing. Or I listen to music. I'll like throw my buds in and blast the music and, you know, just tone everybody out. That's a lot of what I have to do. Is I can't be around people, and I have to really tune everybody out in order to like de-stress. And unwind, because I'm always being asked or called on to do something.
Yeah.
So there's someone always coming at me, needing a problem solved, or, you know, an ear, a shoulder, something. So I just have to like tune out.
Yeah.
So that's what I do.
Do you meditate?
I do meditate.
Yeah.
I do meditate. And I usually know when something's wrong, because I have a harder time meditating. But I do meditate. I talk to my plants.
Oh. Do you name your plants?
I named one of them Buddy.
Buddy?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's my biggest one.
Your big buddy?
My big buddy.
I like
He
it.
protects my house.
I like it.
So, but also usually finding a creative outlet to balance yourself out. That's why I always like am doing something sometimes. That's my like relaxation as well.
Doing something like creative, you mean? Yeah.
Yep. Like I'll do that.
Because you're super crafty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll like do something like that spontaneously.
I got into painting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How did you like that?
It's very therapeutic.
Very.
Yeah. I just went to Walmart, I bought some canvases and a canvas holder and some acrylics, and just started painting.
Did you finger paint?
I did not finger paint. I used a brush.
You use brushes.
Yeah. The paint got on my fingers, but I
Did not finger paint.
Yeah.
Have to try it. So
Bob Ross. Yeah. He had a documentary on Netflix too. Just FYI.
yes, he
I
did.
watched that.
Yes, he did. So tell us what you like to do to self-care. What is your self-care habits or rituals that you like to participate in and do for yourself? And if you don't know what they are or haven't developed them, try to figure it out. Take the time and find yourself and see. You never know what hidden talents you might have.
Yes.
She's like the new Bob Ross.
Pretty little tree.
Comment below, connect with us on Instagram and Facebook at BFF Podcast, on YouTube, part of RMK Productions. This is another episode of Black, Fabulous, and 40 with your co-host Kyeesha
And Crystal.
And till next time.
Peace.